Hi, Krystyna. Could you tell us your full name and a bit about yourself?
My name is Krystyna Waszkiewicz, and I'm originally from Poland. I came to England in 2004, so I have been here for 19 years. Since 10 years, I have been working for a Citizen Advice Bureau. First 2 years where I used to be a just volunteer, and then I got paid job. My role basically is to help migrants with main issue benefits, employment, housing, wherever they need help with basically. But benefits are number one subject of problems. Migrants basically have problem with language barrier, and also not knowing British culture and process of, for example, I mentioned benefits, about, for example, benefits, what that you have to meet criteria, you have to send, provide requested documents by government, for example, DWP. It's, this is problem. This is why a lot of people come to CAB to get help.
That's really good. And so part of your work, when I've been working with you, we've been looking at trying to get people more physically active, and that's been something that has been requested by both the ladies in your group and the children have been doing some of the stuff
Yes.
together. Could you tell us a bit about the stuff that you've been doing around the physical activity?
Yes, that's right. Exactly. Because also I run with small community group. The official name is International Senior Club in Grantham, but we don't have only seniors in our group. It was really needed, and it is needed still, specifically after pandemic, when we had COVID-19 pandemic. We used to have Zumba sessions via online Zoom, basically. And it is not only coming for physical sessions. This also links with our well-being, health, because by those activities we integrate. We have also finally, when restricted COVID-19 restrictions were lifted, we have yoga, and yoga is very successful as well. This again, and this has to be highlighted, those activities helps us with integrating, knowing more about British culture, about tradition, for example, during the Christmas, because there are some differences and similarities as well. Those kind of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's great the work you've done with the seniors club over in Grantham. Yeah, and I've been along and seen you all doing your stretching, which was great. What have the barriers and challenges that you faced as well, after COVID?
Not only after COVID. Even before, the major is, which I mentioned already, language barrier, because and of course financial situation to get funding, because again, lucky me, because of I know English good, and it's on my, there are everything basically is on my soldier. job, taking care of my mom, plus community group. Applying for a funding is just horrendous. And I know from experience from another people, also British, native British people, filling in application for funding, it's horrendous. It's not easy, let's say this way. So the problem is with this application, how to write good application, how to be successful, where we can get funding from. You know, process again, because even, you know, for me, all different, we are all different. What I mean by this, organizations, funders are different, and funders also want more and more evidences what, how funding was spent, what for. From the beginning again, process of, you know, to be successful at first, because you have to get funding at first, and then, you know, do your session, run with your project. Really good to have like handy person, support worker, let's say maybe this way, to get help from, to ask questions, how to feel, where from, to get funding, you know, maybe this way, do I need to do this, or we can do this, those kind of typical, you know, financial work, let's say this way in brackets.
Yeah, I mean, funding is a challenge for lots of organisations without language being a barrier. Yeah.
All.
So
Exactly.
when we come on to the next question, which is what has gone well, I hope you're going to say that the Together Fund and the TIF that we did together was an easier process. But I know that that isn't something that happens with all funders, that you don't get that support when you've put an application in. And I know, you know, you've had people come over and speak to you. You had Louise at first, and then you've had myself and Dom come over and chat to you. But it is a massive barrier without language being a barrier. So
massive. It's worse where we can see language barrier, because like I mentioned, it's not, it's really harder for people where English is a second language. It is also hard, difficult to get funding for typical when British people will fill in application form for funding, because if you don't fill in form properly, let's say this way, you are unlucky, unsuccessful, basically. That's it. Nobody will, from most of the funders, will tell you, okay, you need this, can you put information in your application form about this, oh, what you want to do, this, okay, can you do this also, can you put in application form, you know, to make a budget. Also, making a budget, oh, by the way, is not easy thing because of inflation. And you know, it's good. Well, we suppose we have to make a plans for future for 6 months, 1 year, but it is hard. It is really hard. Like, for example, we had pandemic. What to do? How to do? We had to all, you know, to adjust to new situation, to new reality of life.
So one of the things what we've got on our application form was a tool that translated it. Did you use that at all, or No, so that's not
No.
something.
No, because Google Translator is not good, not proper. For example, once I used at the beginning mother-in-law. I translated into Polish, and translation into Polish was, if I go back to English, mother from right side. That's it. No, no, you cannot trust. No.
So, right, we'll have to look at other ways of trying to get that
Yes.
translated. Yes. But yeah, I think face to face and talking is the best way forward.
Honestly, the best way, because you know, even during those kind of face-to-face appointments, teamwork is teamwork, and you know, we got all different ideas. You know, we can come up during those kind of meetings with some another projects, which you know will be very useful for beneficial for community. So yes, face to face is really the best way.
So tell us what has gone well. A couple of things that have gone well for you.
I'm so thankful to your organization, because since beginning until the end, I got really huge help. Honestly, this was from my experienced first organization, honestly, which I got huge, really huge, great support. And you know, because of this, we could, because of funding from Active Lincolnshire, we were able to expand our sessions, because we had only Zumba. We have now yoga. We founded instructors from Slovakia. She speaks English and Polish, yoga instructor. We used to have Zumba instructor from Poland, but because of cost, we have Zumba in different way now, Zumba sessions via projector, basically. So, and we have more and more members. So, and again, like for example, 2 weeks ago on Wednesday, when we supposed to have Zumba, basically it was too hot, and we just sit down. No, we just talk, because it was really too hot, really too hot, and you know, we also have to agree when we can do something or not. So this, even by telling this, I can show you that, okay, we were agree, okay, members wanted this, and you know, everybody were happy, basically. That's the major thing.
So yeah, so you've adapted your activity from paying for an instructor to an online version where you then take part, which is a great way of making it sustainable. Because I know you like your refreshments and your cake and stuff. So which
Yes,
is another reason why they come. They don't just come for the physical activity; they come for the social side and just to have a little natter and that as well. Isn't it? That is so important. It's so important for people who have lived here, but it's so important for you guys who then share their experiences and meet up.
Exactly, about new change, about changing system after Brexit. You know, also we had we celebrate with our children, grandchildren, International Children Day, and we will have Halloween party as well with grandmas, parents, and believe me, grandmas were dancing, playing with grandchildren as well during our in June International Children Day. So this also easily shows how we have been integrated. It's, integration to build any relationship. It's, not easy, takes time, step by step. And like you definitely mentioned, I can only confirm that, to speak in own language, especially for elderly people who came from Poland to help busy parents looking after their children, it's good. It's really good to have some activities for elderly people as well, but again, not only elderly people.
Yeah, I mean, do you know of any other groups? You say you've been here since 2004. Have you found that integrating with other activities, other groups that aren't Polish focused, does that happen, or
No,
is there still barriers?
no, still barriers. What, of course, it's after Brexit, a lot of Poles returned to and COVID, because COVID also was, to be honest with you, problem. A lot of Poles returned to Poland, and we have less number of Polish people, Polish community, but we also really cooperate, work with Ukrainian people as well. So because we have members from Ukraine as well. So this is why our name is international. British people, we have 3 ladies now. So here you go. Like I said, we have more and more members from different countries, but no other groups, Polish group, community group, or any from any countries which I'm aware of. No.
What one thing that I hear a lot is that language obviously is a barrier, but also language with regards to saying the wrong thing. People are afraid to talk to certain communities or certain individuals because they've got a disability. There's a fear of saying the wrong thing. Is there any language that you would say avoid, or language that would appeal more to Polish people if people use that language, that terminology?
Only what I can say at the moment, what I remember, in around, it was 2011-12, I heard from British person saying that all migrants are from Poland. No, because Polish language is very similar to Russian, Ukrainian language, Latvian, Lithuanian. No, not all migrants are from Poland, definitely. I don't think there's not much issue with this. Discrimination, it's totally different. Well, a little bit different issue. And about discrimination of migrants generally, I can say, is the problem at workplaces. Yes, this is the huge problem. Because you are from Poland, you can do more, you can work harder. Yes, so just if we just only touched this, but it's totally different
Yeah.
issue.
So one of the barriers there, and that could be off-putting for people who aren't Polish, is that their identity is not there. So
Yes.
one of the language we try not to use is minority ethnic. So if we in the initial stages use the word Eastern Europeans, that's more acceptable than just saying blanket Polish. What we try and do is and what we recommend is that if you're talking directly to the Polish community of Portuguese, that you say that rather than and don't make assumptions. Ask someone before you start the conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah, excellent. Right, you've gave us a massive amount of information there, and it's been absolutely great to talk to you, Krystyna. Are there any top tips on engagement with international group or with young children from?
It's very very difficult. Top tips I can tell you. Again, repeat, actually, to build relationship is not easy because of COVID-19. Children were at home as well, and they join our Zumba sessions online. Then face to face at the beginning, because it took a little bit time to restart with activities after school for children. Then children now, more during the weekday, they have activities after school. What we do is like, okay, International Children Day, Halloween party, because it's really needed for everybody. Everybody wants to have a great time. Top tips: be yourself, try to think positively, try. I know it's not easy to get support with from another people and other organizations, and also again, from my experience, sometimes, okay, about this session, Zumba sessions, when was hot, easy answers, decision. Yes, okay, we sit down, we had music at the back, yes, no problem. But sometimes also there is some decision which one or two people have to make. Basically, it's the reality, because it just has to happen the way how it is. Marketing, it's very important, and I know I'm not good at this because of okay, I have been better IT skills with IT skills, but also, see, this is also another thing for you to learn. IT skills, support worker, support person will be really handy, very
Yeah,
handy, to make leaflets, to help with leaflets, to help with because okay, I can print out ready leaflets if printer works okay, and distribute them to, for example, church, police shops, supermarkets, yeah, no library, yes, but IT, it is good. I just got this, see, from my experience idea. IT skills, somebody with technology, good, great technology skills will be good as well to support community groups. Oh.
so yeah, one of the things I've got from that is that actually physical leaflets, posters are a really good thing.
Yes,
And would you recommend that in Polish, English, different languages, or?
Boom, boom, boom. I don't have at the moment, but both languages,
Yeah.
English and on another side, Polish.
Excellent. Well, it's been great to talk to you. I remember our early days together in IT and me teaching you how to take a photo on your phone and send it through. So I know there's great barriers, and you're an inspiration for Polish people in Grantham, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you, Krystyna. Thank
Thank
you
you
very
so much.
much.
Okay, take care.